Hello everyone, and welcome to episode, I think it's 7 now, of Test Pack Plays Ignore 2. Today we are going to be working on building the applied energistic storage system. I have the drives out here already with the storage cells, just because I was doing some formatting. I have set it up just briefly to test it, because in order to format the drives, you use the cell workbench. Wrong thing. I think I have it in here. Yep, the cell workbench. And for some reason, when you format the drives or whatever it's called, it would not keep the format if I were to format it and then put it in the ME drive here. And so what you had to do is put one drive in at a time and then put the items in the storage system that you wanted on that drive. And then you had to go format it and it would save it. So that was kind of interesting. I don't know if I was doing something wrong or if it's a bug or what. But I got that working, and so on these drives I have, I think, like iron probably on that one, and then just some ores on the other ones, and probably cobble on one, and stuff like that. So things that I'm going to be getting a lot of from my digital miner that I'll need a lot of storage for. Down here I just have 1K storage. It's not formatted or anything. It's just for whatever and stuff like that. And then back here is advanced energy cube I was just using while I had it set up. But I took what I had set up down because I wanted to build it on camera and there's some stuff I still needed to work out and it was just a mess. And so here's the crafting storage. If you're wondering what that is for, that's for the auto crafting, and I have one 4K crafting storage times 8, so 32K. So that's for big projects, and then these two 1K crafting storages are for keeping machines that have like an inventory that needs to be kept stocked with like coal or whatever, keeping that stocked. So that's what those are for. These banks are filling up well. This one is full. This one is a bit over halfway full. I made this power monitor right here. It monitors the power. It's not showing our actual input or output due to the fact that I have it hooked up to a wire or cable coming out from this bank and not the cable delivering power. But it will still turn this light off and turn the green light on once it reaches a certain amount of power due to the redstone signal. I can actually show you that real quick. I'll repair this in a minute. So this is what it looks like back here. It's kind of a mess, but it's actually not that complicated. And then this is going up to the energy cell for applied energistics. That way I can monitor how much power that's taking, at least. We'll fix that later. And I'm just going to pretend there's not like a new turbine here or anything, because that's not supposed to be there. This steel tank is where I'm storing, well, tons of water from these transfer nodes for liquids that have upgrades, and I'm using that and then tesseracting that into these tesseracts, which in turn put the water into here and it's turned into steam, and then that's tesseracted into the turbine, and the turbine can produce about 3352 RF per tick. That seems like it's the most I can provide at around 100% efficiency right now. I can't get to the 1800. So I think I will get rid of one of those three things just because it may be a little bit more efficient, as well as replace them with the Enderium or whatever. I'm sure some people would probably be mad that I did this whole thing off camera and converted this big reactor off camera, but trust me, this is just the beginning as far as that goes. We're going to move this whole water system into a whole nother chunk and chunk load it, as well as the reactor we're going to put in that chunk also. So it's going to be a compact setup, and it's going to be away from here, so it's not causing too much lag in my base, because these transfer nodes tend to cause a bit of lag if these are both running at full speed. And then we're going to put a second turbine here, and I will build that one on camera so you can see how it works. This one was just because I've never built a turbine before in big reactors, and so I was testing how it worked, and since I kind of know now how to set it up and everything, I think I'm good. I also have it matched to the size of this here, so yeah, whatever. It would have been nice to make it one bigger on each side, because a 7x7, then you could have blades that are twice as big, which we might do eventually, but for now we're just going to have two. And even if they can only generate with the Enderium like 4500 RF per tick, at this RPM, as long as they're getting good efficiency, I'm fine with that because that's 9,000 RF per tick total, which will be more than enough for our digital miner and our other stuff like that. It won't be enough for an ender quarry with 2 speed upgrades, but that's why we have this 1 billion RF storage to store up the extra RF while we have it and then use it when we don't. Let's see here. So I don't know if this will stop when it's past 73% full or when it's past 93%. But anyways, that's about it down here. I've just neatened that up, built those, but we're going to be doing a lot more work down there in the next episode as long as we can get applied energistics done in this episode. So to start with, you can see I've encoded some patterns. I was having little trouble getting the advanced factory to work with like auto smelting stuff, and so I think since I'm not necessarily going to need a whole lot of speed, I'm going to use the alloy smelter and the sag mill because that's what I saw in the tutorial I watched, since I did have to watch a tutorial on this, but it shouldn't be too bad. To get started, I think what we should do is, I heard there's facades. I'm not sure if they're banned in this or not, but let's see here. Do we have any covers? We have a fancy, what? You'd think there'd be more stuff than that. Micro blocks. How do you make a cover? It's a saw, which is just stone rods around flint. Stone rods just cobble? Well, this is going to be interesting here. See if we can make some covers or not. They may be banned since I'm on a server. I am not completely sure. And then we needed, oh, the tool of choice inside there. I thought that was one. Let's see here. Stone tool rods with flint. Okay. Okay, so we need sticks here. For a second I was thinking this was banned, but I guess maybe not. Pay attention to the recipes, gosh. There we go. Now let's see if we can. Oh, is it gonna let us? And then you can also make strips and stuff like that. That is cool. So I think we'll make a bunch of covers just to cover up the cable. I know Applied Energistics has its own like facades and stuff like that, but we're not going to use those right now, just because I couldn't find them when I was searching for them earlier, but this should be good. I did claim more land because I was building back here, actually more like digging this out for the storage system, and I went into the wilderness pretty quick, but so I should own all of this, and these are molecular assemblers. We're going to use those along with 2 ME interfaces, and basically what that's going to allow us to do is autocraft stuff through these, and basically we could add 2 more to this, but you can use an interface like this here, and you can put 1 of those on each side of the molecular assemblers, and that way you can have a lot more recipes, but then in that case you only have 1 molecular assembler for all those recipes. So if you had something that required multiple things that needed to be crafted, it would have issues keeping up. And so this way is a bit more efficient as long as you have the resources. I did not mean to place that down. Let's see here. I'm so excited for this. We're going to put the cell workbench back here so we can format stuff, as well as the controllers. I want to see these because they look so cool. At least I think they do. They're probably going to bug some people, but I'm just going to put them right there. I'm so glad there's covers. Okay, that looks decent. Energy acceptor I could put right there, but I'm going to put the drive there. And so to convert the energy into energy usable by applied energistics, we have to put that next to the advanced energy cube. And then, do I have... No, I don't. I have a storage cube. Just the most, or least expensive, I guess, storage cube somewhere, but we don't need that since I have this second storage cube here. And then to get power to the system, we're just going to use, I guess we'll use some of the smart cable. The difference between glass and smart cable is I think glass can have 8 channels and smart can have 16 or something like that. And then the dense cable can have 32, I think. But it's really expensive and there's no way we're going to need that for a while. I don't think I need to connect this drive to the system because it just, since it's in one structure here, kind of like, so yeah. Man, I'm stumbling over words today. Anyways, that looks like it'll work. The nice part is I think if you just use the smart cable on like the extensions from it, it's fine because it doesn't really matter when you're just using up one channel. And as you can see there, it's saying we're using one channel, although, so apparently the drives don't use a channel for data, so we didn't need to use all the smart cable, so we might switch that out. Let's put that. That's interesting. I'm actually gonna, I'll leave that because that seems like it might be useful eventually. Let's get some covers. Do we even need this one now? Because that's connecting. And we don't need that, that's for sure. We'll leave that because we're going to wrap some cable around there. I would like to put some covers above this and around this, just so there's not too much light coming through on the other side. No, I didn't mean to do that. Covers are probably one of my favorite building things, just because they're so useful. There, that looks better. So we have our crafting terminal here, so we can craft stuff in here. This is all the stuff I have in my drives already. I want to see if I have any patterns. Okay, so I have those patterns. I'm just going to put those in there. To make the patterns, you need a ME pattern terminal. And we're going to put this back here. After we run this cable through. I think what we're going to do here is bring that dense cable down, and then we're going to have one channel going that way and one channel going that way. Do these each, does every single crafting storage take up one channel? That is a good question that I wish I knew the answer to. This is one mod for sure that I am a noob at. I actually am not going to do that just because I want to see if that'll work. Yep, that works. Now they're turning colors, which is really cool. There's our terminal. We're just going to put that. Okay, I was making sure I wasn't lagging. I thought I could disconnect it from these. Either way, I think it's fine. So we're going to put that there. Then we're going to take more covers. Even though this is going to be secluded, I still want to make it look kind of cool. There, that doesn't look half bad. Cool. So, let's put some patterns in these. Since they're crafting things, we can put any patterns that can just be crafted. So we'll put ones for wood and sticks in this one, as well as, I don't think we'll be doing a whole lot of dirt, so that should be fine. Furnace and that. That leaves just the ores. Well, I guess redstone block can go in this one. Okay, hopefully that works. Next, what we're going to do here is, okay, that is using almost the full channels. Why is that using 3? Is that using 3 or is that using 6? I think that's 3. That makes sense. One for the terminal and one for each of those. We're going to route this through here just so we have it for in the future when we want to expand. We're actually going to move this underneath, as well as underneath this one. Does that affect it at all? I don't think so. So now we're going to put covers across here. I love these covers. There we go. It looks like there's nothing at all attached to those, even though they're connected to my system. Let's make some more stone covers, or cobblestone covers, I guess. There's a full stack. That should keep us for a while. Let's see here. I'm just going to put those there. I think we'll use some more of this here. Like that. Then we're going to have that there. Wait a second. Error. Forge. Why is it an error there? Oh, okay. It's not affecting how it looks. It's because the color of the cobblestone, I think, I have doesn't match. So we'll have to steal some of that and chisel it, if that's possible. Let's see here. If I just get regular... Come on, stop lagging. If I just take half of that, does this match? That matches, so that's kind of weird. It must just been the colors. So that's fine, we can use this here. And we're going to put a hidden door there using carpenter's blocks. First though, let's go back here. I do not want creepers spawning. I'm just going to buy some food because I have time to make digital miners and ender quarries, but not time to collect food because, yeah. Food. Food. Anyways, I want to see if it can do this. Because from what I remember of Attack the B Team, light travels through. So if I go F3, which block light is 12 here, so yep, there's a torch under there. We want to make sure we're staying above 7. We're going down to 8, but we're never going below 8, it looks like in here. And then this room's not finished, so whatever. We're just going to put a torch back here to be safe. as well as right there. I'll get that out of the way. I think what I'll do is I'll finish getting some of the machines set up off camera because I'm a little puzzled at how to do it, and then I will see you guys shortly. Hello everyone, and welcome back. I have some of the machines hooked up back there. Let's see here, I have the sag mill and the alloy smelter, and I've only tested the alloy smelter. I also only have the recipe for, I think, iron and silver in there so far, just as I was testing it, but it seems to be working. I had a little trouble getting these interfaces and export-import buses to work. It turns out it was because back here I had smart cable and I didn't have anything hooked up to these. I thought that one cable over by the terminal would suffice, but apparently it didn't, so I hooked up smart cable to these, made dense cable, because as you can see here, that was 7 channels, and then this was like 3, so that was too many, too many for the smart cable here, so I had to make dense cable, and now we're only using, let's see, 2 on there. Well, I guess that's not fully accurate, so that would be 7 plus 3. We're only using around 10 channels or so. I don't know if I did this while we were working last time, but I reattached this here. And I used glass panels at like intersections here so I can view how many channels are being used up and if there's errors and which direction the errors are coming from. Let's see here. Guess we'll fix that later. That's fine. And then I put a door here that blends in just because I think that looks nicest, as well as pressure plates and a door here like that, and a door here, just because this area doesn't need to be accessed that often. And then put some covers here. The covers turn a little darker than the cobblestone. I don't know if it's lighting glitches or what. Then I have this basic energy cube for now, just powering the machines, and then import-export buses. And I have it so the buses are taking stuff. They're pushing stuff into the system through the bottom of this one and then the side of the other one, I think. And then just the interfaces have the recipes in them. This one just has these 2 for now. I'm going to test to see if they both work or if I have to have a specific amount of iron and copper pulverized. That's the outcome, just because I don't know if it'll get messed up with the 2 here and just 1 here, but both using 1 ore. Sorry, by the way, if you hear a train in the background. There's one going by really loud right now, and my window's open. But now what we're going to do is work on encoding some patterns for the smelter. I'm going to do some aluminum. If I have any aluminum in here, looks like I do not. So we're just going to go out here. I want to see something. No, you can't use a wrench to pick that up. I guess that makes sense. Another interesting thing I was looking at, these all say they're getting close to full, these orange here, but that's because they have a partition so they can only store that many different item types. However, they're not full, as in they still have a lot of bytes left. This one here is quite full because I didn't partition it, and so all the stuff I'm throwing in is going on that, of course. And so that should be at 60. No, it's down to 62 now. I don't know. But anyways, I'm just going to throw stuff into the storage system. We have more than enough drives for a while. When I was playing with some friends the other night, one of them was just starting and another one of them has been playing on the server for a bit now, I guess. Neither of them have an applied energistic storage system, but I decided I'd show them mine anyways, even if they didn't understand it, and they came over, and one of them didn't understand. The other knew what I was talking about, thankfully. So I had some questions that I asked him for help on, but neither of us knew too much, so I ended up watching a YouTube video. But he's like, you only have the small storage, and I'm like, yes I do, but that's because the bigger storages, number 1, are so expensive, and number 2, I don't need them for any items other than ore, in which case I use 4K. But the recipes for these use 3 1K, and so you're only saving a little bit by making 4K. You're just saving 25% of the cost. And you're still only getting 63 types, and right now I need more types rather than more storage, except for ores. And so that's where I don't fully think that it would be useful to make a drive that's just like 64K, because I have no use for that. And I can only store 63 types on it, but I have a lot of different types of items. Hopefully that made sense and I wasn't just rambling. Another thing I like that I don't think it was in Applied Energistics 1, maybe it was, but it wasn't working for me, is now when I search, if I wanted to search for like an interface, it searches here as well as NEI, which is useful unless you're trying to craft something. But if you're looking for it in here, and then if you don't have it and you want to craft it, it's there. And that's using the search box mode NEI synchronized, so that's nice. One thing I'm going to try doing is turning my GUI down. Okay, that's a bit small. And I want to see. I kind of like that more. It's a bit small, or smaller, but I think that'll work, at least for now. Yeah, that should be fine, unless I'm fighting something or someone, because then I need a bigger like hotbar down at the bottom. Otherwise, in the midst of battle, not the mists, I have trouble seeing what I'm doing. Let's see here. You can also adjust how it sorts. I'm going to sort by that's not too bad. I think we're going to sort by this, just because it puts similar stuff next to each other. All these chests will have to be here. There. I don't care about the other stuff, so we can go get it if we need to, but for now I think we're fine. Okay, let's check these drives here. 63. Okay, so these are all staying partitioned, which is good. Yeah, this is partitioned too, so it looks like the stuff will start going on these. Yeah, very, very good. What's that? A configurator. I have a jetpack, but I've never made a hydrogen tank or whatever to charge it with, so we'll work on that in the future. I'll do just this last chest here any day now. I guess we'll leave that for now at least, and then I'll do the other chests off camera, probably between now and the next episode, because that's not too important at this time. What I am going to do now is test my autocrafting for iron. I've already tested this off camera just to make sure it works. Hopefully it works now that I'm doing it on camera. You never know. But let's do 2033. And this is taking just the iron ore, not the pulverized iron, which is fine for the iron recipe because I'm going to have more than enough iron now that I have a storage system to store all this stuff from the digital miner in. Here you can select the CPU. This is my bigger one with the 8 4K crafting storages. And this is my smaller one, which I just leave for if some recipe needs multiple things and it's getting stuck. That's just like the backup. So there we go. 1, 2. Okay, it seems to be working. It's actually smelting those faster than that. However, I need to put in acceleration cards or stack upgrades, I think you can do too, in order to make it fast enough to keep up. this would be in the, just destroy everything here. Is that the interface? Can you put these ME, they don't go in there anyways. It's import bus, let's see here. Yep, you can have up to 4. So we'll just do that. And we'll call in some more iron. I like this. Let's see here. Oh. Please work. Okay, it's keeping up now and it's taking more than one at a time, which is good. I don't think it was doing that before. So that's good. We put 2 in there. That should be fine. We might actually take one out, we'll see. This is for view cells, which specify what you see in this here. My door opened, it just scared me. It was the wind though. And so you can make special view cells if you want to do for different mods. So if you were using a certain mod and you only wanted to see certain stuff in your terminal, you could put a view cell in there with just those items. I don't think I'll be using that too much, at least not for a long time until I have tons of items, just because I have no need for it. Now what we're going to do before I end the episode, because this has been a bit longer of an episode, is just make some patterns here. So let's see. Let's do gold, and you have to change it to a processing pattern. Gold to, this is going to be where it gets interesting. Gold to gold dust and code pattern. Now, I'm going to try this. I don't know if it's going to work. I haven't tried this machine yet. We're going to put that in there, and that's to make 1 pulverized gold. That door is made out of concrete. Nothing else around here is, but it still gives me the speed effect. It's kind of funny. Whoa. So let's make let's see here. So it gives us the option to craft it. I think we only had 4, so we'll do 3. We'll hit start. We'll see. And it's being pushed into here automatically. Are you kidding me? It actually worked. It actually worked. I didn't think it would work. So we have 127 gold. Let's just do it once more then. We'll probably get 129. There we go. It works. That's exciting. That's very exciting. So basically what that means is, unless I disable the IO here where they're connected, it's now going to push stuff that's been pulverized in the sag mill automatically into the alloy smelter, which will allow us to basically auto smelt ores once we just call the recipe for the dust. So I might put a second interface on this. I don't know if you can have 2 on the same machine when it comes to smelters and stuff like that. I know you can have them on the same molecular assembler, but I'll try that because I have more than enough interfaces. That way I can put in more recipes. I'm actually going to take that one out because I don't know if it works. And off camera I will make a whole bunch of stuff for the dusts and then have that go into here. But thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.